Hello and welcome to my channel. I am San T Fun, and today we'll be exploring the relationship that can break the universe. First of all, in our world, relationships revolve around just one simple desire, which is stability. Humans naturally search for comfort, like someone similar to us, someone predictable, someone safe, I guess. Yeah. So we choose familiarity, not because we are weak, but because nature programmed us to survive like that. Yeah. Now see, peacocks also use feathers. Humans use beauty, shared interests, and harmony for relationships. But most people just want someone who will stay, someone who doesn't complicate life, because life's already pretty complicated, and who would want to complicate the life with the relationship, right? That's the thing everyone's mindset has. So why are we gonna make our lives hell, right? So anyways, okay, there was something, a relationship that you probably didn't expect, like a connection that is so rare, so impossible, that if it happened, it would feel like a tear in reality itself, like breaking the universe, something that can actually break. Do you think it's possible? Just answer it in the comments right now. Okay, now before that, let's imagine a scenario, not slightly different, but not even opposite, but totally opposite people. So in a room, let's just say, and what I'm talking about is, when I'm talking about opposites, they're not only gonna be opposites, they're gonna be total opposites. So let's expect person A to be cold, calm, introverted, and person S to be someone loud, impulsive, and extroverted. So if we have like two pretty extreme personalities mixed together, just think about the reaction. And also, they share nothing, no preferences, no passion, no worldview. Put them in a room and what happens? I think you probably know what happens. Chaos, conflicts, misunderstandings, and explosions. It will be literally a battleground, right? Unstoppable battle, a never-ending battle, whatever you call it. Like acid colliding with base, yeah. Okay, but here is a twist. When acid and base finish reacting, they form salt, which is neutral, stable, and unbreakable. Okay, so that means what begins as a destruction ends in perfect balance. Yes. Now, the question is, opposites actually create the strongest bond? Do you think so? Yes or no? Put it in the comments. According to me, I feel they do. Better than normal or typical couples. Okay, it's not an insult, but this is actually a belief that it could be true. So anyways, let me share with you the belief why it could be true. So as you can say, opposite-based relationships don't begin with comfort. They begin with battle. As I said, it will be a chaos battleground. Yeah. Okay, they see each other's worst side first, like flaws, fears, weaknesses, emotional scars, defensive behaviors, and there is no illusion to break later, because there was never an illusion to begin with. So when they finally see the good, it hits harder, much harder. Trust isn't assumed, it's earned through war. Small misunderstandings don't break them, accusations don't shake them, nothing surprises them. Because they can simply look at each other and say, I have already seen your worst, I'm not going anywhere. That is fortress, yeah, fortress level trust. Okay, I can't spell it right. It is like a trust that can never be broken no matter how hard you hit it. It's a wall, it's an unbreakable wall, a titan wall, or whatever you say. So that's technically the power of this relationship. It can break the universe once it rigidifies. And now comes the question, why this relationship could break the universe? Alright, you may have seen... Alright, anyways, no, just kidding, they won't literally break physics or actually break the universe in real life. But anyways, they can shatter the belief of our similarity, and they can prove something different, like chaos can form strength, conflict can create loyalty, struggle can produce unbreakable unity. Now, most relationships generally fail because people just expect perfection, assume they understand each other, or can't handle disappointment. But just think of the opposite bond, the ultimate opposites. There is nothing that can break them once their relationship just rigidifies, and there is no third person that can interfere, because the bond that once formed is strong enough not to break, because they know the worst of each other, right? So there is just no way their trust is gonna break on each other. And betrayal, I think, is pretty unlikely, because the way they all the time do the battleground stuff, there is just no way they're gonna betray each other, because they already know the worst of each other. They already fight a lot, and when you have got something of a relationship like that, it's pretty hard, because they already know everything about each other. Another thing is that they already know each other's most possible flaw, and you can say they kind of also adapt to balance each other, because these relationships are totally opposites. But yes, it takes a lot of time to stabilize, but once they do become stable, they could be easily be the most unbreakable one. That's what I feel. Their connection becomes unstoppable. This alone can feel like a universe-breaking logic. Yes, it can break the universe. Alright, now I also have my own personal belief, believe me or not, and that's, as you can see already here. According to my alphabet logic, the letters, every letter has a pair, and they are divided into subsets of each other. And see, every letter are pairing with each other. Every letter has a pair, and I also explained this in another video, by the way. And it is actually the rule to pair couples. And if two people's names start with one letter, and the other people's names start with the other letter, which is paired, then they're technically couples according to alphabet logic. So that's technically how it works, and it works for every couple here. For example, if anyone's name starts with R, another person's name starts with T, then yes, then they can be eligible for becoming a couple. And that's a personal belief system I have, which is totally invented and actually has got nothing to do with any philosophy or anything. It's just a random logic which plays in my mind. So anyways, so obviously if such a couple exists, I feel they should obviously follow my alphabet logic, and that's obviously my own personal wish. It's got nothing to do with reality. It's just me. Okay, another thing is that, and yes, anyways, if those couple following my alphabet logic actually has kids, then they definitely should be twins, and that's also my personal belief and my personal wish, you can say. And there is a reason why I believe twins, and the twins, one of them should be a boy and the other one should be a girl, and that's actually for the sake of balance. The theory of duality. I see everything in the lens of duality. For that reason, I feel if there are twins, a boy and a girl, then that's technically the best duality ever. And yeah, that's technically a dream thing and a dream family, I feel. So yes, for that reason, I feel it's pretty much of a mandatory thing. Not mandatory, but Yeah, it's if it happens, then it's very good, a bonus. All right. Anyways, though, maybe this bond doesn't exist. Maybe it exists only in stories, or maybe somewhere. But the idea itself seems pretty interesting, isn't it? I mean, it's almost like it can rarely happen. It feels like it's unlikely. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's still possible. It's not impossible, I'm telling. And if it happens, it's like you are having the MC energy in them. Like you are gonna have many characters. And we're all, let me just say, we generally are not main characters. If such a couple exists, I feel they feel like main characters. According to me, though. So, anyways. So for those couple to actually exist, it's actually pretty tough if you just imagine a scenario. It's definitely not that easy. Because first of all, the couples have, both of them has to be opposites. And two opposites meeting together is pretty rare. Let me just say, it's almost impossible for two persons to be total opposites. And why I'm saying this, because, the world is big and we generally are divided into regions. Maybe our opposites can exist in a different country, a different region. We don't know, and that's the exact thing why I'm saying it's pretty hard to meet, because we don't know where our exact opposite lies, and even if they lie, we don't really know that. So for that reason, it becomes pretty much a fictional thing. And even if they meet together, they have to be going with feuds, and no one wants feud in their lives, right? It would be a non-stop feud, non-stop insults, and non-stop misunderstandings, because the worldviews don't match, and that's exactly what happens. I mean, for example, if anyone hates AI and anyone likes AI, and if you just give them the same room, or let's just say one hates technology, one doesn't hate technology, and pretty supportive of technology. So if you put them in the same room, what's gonna happen is one is gonna be saying that technology is bad, we are not gonna rely on technology. Another is gonna be saying technology is progress, and you can actually understand what's gonna happen. So you can actually take examples and just imagine the scenarios, because it's pretty funny how it is gonna go. But again, if these two come together, then the advantage and disadvantage are gonna be balanced. Like technology has its own advantage and disadvantage. So meaning the advantage and disadvantage, if they work together, then that combo is actually a pretty god tier combo. I mean, you are gonna have both best qualities working together. So just think about it. Obviously, that example was a bit generic. Obviously, no one hates technology that much, I don't know, or even if they hate, they are rare in number. But anyways, it was just a generic scenario that I told you. So yeah, that's exactly how it works. So it's obvious that even after all those misunderstandings, it's gonna take like 1-2 years, and even though it can take forever and it may not even stabilize, because yeah, it's totally possible. But again, if it by any chance stabilizes, then it's the biggest strength, because once it does, then they understand each other's views, and they can learn to respect and coordinate themselves. Even if they hate each other's views, they can respect each other as persons with those views. And that's the pretty interesting part, right? So yeah, and once they do, just know the bond is unbreakable. The bond can break the universe. And when I mean it, I mean it. If it exists, you may find a whirlpool behind your back if you by any chance see such a couple. Anyways, so hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked, be sure to comment and like. I don't really want to subscribe. Anyways, and you be sure to put your views on the comments. Okay, I said it multiple times, but anyways, so I hope we'll see you all in the next video then.